Trump says he spoke with the Mexican president and she agreed to stop migration through Mexico.
That is a concern that many people
have to come in legally.
President-elect Donald Trump has achieved a significant diplomatic milestone by negotiating a groundbreaking agreement with Mexico to effectively close the United States southern border, addressing critical issues of migration and drug trafficking. This development underscores Trump's strategic use of economic leverage, particularly his threat to impose 25% tariffs on Mexican imports, to secure Mexico's cooperation on one of the most polarizing issues in U.S. domestic and foreign policy. The agreement with Mexico reflects Trump's prioritization of border security as a cornerstone of his administration's agenda. For years, unauthorized migration and drug trafficking through the southern border have been contentious issues, with critics citing their impact on national security, the labor market, and public health. Trump's bold strategy focused on tackling these challenges head-on, using economic tools to bring Mexico to the negotiating table. The threatened tariffs, which would have significantly impacted Mexico's export-driven economy, created immense pressure on Mexican leadership to find a resolution. The prospect of losing access to the U.S. market, which accounts for a substantial portion of Mexico's trade, was a critical factor in their decision to cooperate. A key component of the agreement involves halting migrant caravans traveling northward through Mexican territory to the United States. These caravans, often composed of thousands of migrants seeking better economic opportunities or fleeing violence in their home countries, have been a focal point of the migration debate. The agreement requires Mexico to implement stringent measures to intercept and deter unauthorized migration. Enhanced Border Patrol units, equipped with advanced tracking technologies, are tasked with identifying and disrupting these movements, creating a containment strategy that limits the flow of migrants toward the U.S. In addition to addressing migration, the agreement targets drug trafficking, with a particular focus on the importation of fentanyl, a synthetic opioid responsible for unprecedented overdose rates in the United States. By collaborating with the United States, Mexico has committed to dismantling drug trafficking networks that exploit cross-border vulnerabilities. This includes establishing joint task forces to use surveillance technologies, financial tracking systems, and intelligence sharing to combat smuggling operations. The emphasis on fentanyl highlights the urgency of addressing the opioid crisis, which has devastated American communities and strained public health systems. The agreement's success demonstrates the effectiveness of Trump's negotiation style, which pairs economic pressure with clear and specific demands. By presenting Mexico with a stark choice, cooperate or face substantial financial penalties, Trump reshaped the dynamics of U.S.-Mexico relations. The measures adopted under this agreement align closely with U.S. priorities, reflecting a strategic victory in migration and border security policy. This diplomatic achievement goes beyond immediate enforcement measures, laying the groundwork for a more comprehensive approach to migration management. It represents a shift in how the United States engages with its neighbors on shared challenges, leveraging economic tools to achieve policy objectives while fostering regional cooperation. The agreement's broader implications for U.S.-Mexico relations and migration policy will continue to shape the landscape of international diplomacy and border security for years to come. A crucial element of the agreement was the involvement of Mexico's newly elected president, Claudia Sheinbaum, who committed to implementing policies aimed at disrupting unauthorized migration. This commitment involved deploying enhanced border patrols and using advanced technologies for monitoring and intercepting migrant flows. This agreement represents a significant shift in U.S.-Mexico relations, placing emphasis on cooperation over confrontation while maintaining a firm stance on national security concerns. Mexico's willingness to cooperate was not solely diplomatic, but heavily influenced by economic realities. The threat of tariffs posed a direct risk to Mexico's export-driven economy, which heavily relies on access to the U.S. market. By presenting a stark choice between economic cooperation or financial penalties, Trump successfully compelled Mexico to adopt policies that many viewed as politically sensitive. The threat of such tariffs highlighted the interconnected nature of the two nations' economies and demonstrated Trump's willingness to use economic leverage as a tool for achieving policy objectives. The agreement's scope extends beyond immediate border security to address broader issues such as drug trafficking. A key focus has been placed on disrupting fentanyl importation, which has devastated American communities with unprecedented overdose rates. This effort includes establishing joint U.S.-Mexico task forces dedicated to dismantling trafficking networks. These specialized units will leverage advanced technologies, such as surveillance and financial tracking systems, to systematically target smuggling operations. Cross-border intelligence sharing will play a pivotal role in enhancing the effectiveness of these initiatives. Technological advancements are central to the agreement's success, particularly in migration management. Mexico's enhanced border patrol units are equipped with state-of-the-art tracking technologies designed to monitor and intercept migrant caravans. Additionally, the introduction of a sophisticated digital registration system at key transit points will enable real-time population tracking. This system allows authorities to intervene early and redirect unauthorized migration attempts, ensuring a more effective containment strategy. Economic incentives complement the enforcement measures, aiming to address the root causes of migration. The United States has proposed development programs for Mexican border regions, focusing on infrastructure investments, job training initiatives, and small business grants. These programs aim to create local employment opportunities, reducing the economic motivations that drive migration. By fostering economic stability in these regions, the agreement seeks to achieve long-term reductions in migration pressures. Humanitarian considerations are another critical aspect of the agreement. Both nations have committed to establishing comprehensive refugee screening centers to ensure that asylum seekers are treated fairly. These centers will provide medical screenings, legal counseling, and temporary humanitarian support. The focus on humane treatment underscores the balance between national security and human rights, a key component of the broader migration management strategy. International observers will monitor the implementation of these measures, ensuring compliance with global human rights standards. For Claudia Scheinbaum, this agreement reflects a pragmatic approach to managing Mexico's international relationships. By cooperating with the United States on such a critical issue, Mexico positions itself as a collaborative partner in addressing regional migration challenges while avoiding the economic fallout of strained relations. The agreement showcases Mexico's flexibility in navigating complex geopolitical dynamics and its willingness to engage in solutions-oriented diplomacy. The implementation of this agreement reveals a multifaceted approach to border security and migration control. Mexico's deployment of enhanced border patrol units, combined with advanced tracking technologies, creates a comprehensive containment strategy. These measures are bolstered by economic development programs designed to reduce migration pressures, emphasizing the importance of addressing both the symptoms and the root causes of migration. The focus on drug interdiction, particularly fentanyl trafficking, highlights the agreement's broader implications for combating transnational criminal networks. While the agreement represents a significant diplomatic milestone, its long-term implications remain uncertain. The effectiveness of Mexico's commitments and the sustainability of these measures will likely depend on continued cooperation and monitoring. The balance between enforcement and humanitarian considerations will also be closely watched, as international observers assess the agreement's compliance with global migration protocols. President-elect Donald Trump's negotiation of a landmark agreement with Mexico exemplifies his strategic use of economic leverage to achieve critical policy goals. By threatening 25% tariffs on Mexican imports, Trump presented Mexico with a stark choice: cooperate on migration and drug trafficking issues or face severe economic consequences. This approach reflects Trump's characteristic negotiation style, combining assertive economic tactics with clear, actionable demands. The resulting agreement has reshaped the dynamics of migration management between the two countries, addressing immediate security concerns while setting the stage for long-term solutions to complex cross-border challenges. The agreement represents a pivotal moment in U.S.-Mexico relations, marking a shift from contentious exchanges to a more collaborative, though firmly U.S.-driven, partnership. By compelling Mexico to implement stringent measures to curtail unauthorized migration and combat drug trafficking, Trump leveraged economic tools to redefine the bilateral relationship. This move underscores the potential of economic pressure as a diplomatic instrument, capable of producing significant policy outcomes that align with national security priorities. The agreement's success highlights how targeted economic threats, such as tariffs, can influence even deeply entrenched issues like migration and border security. At the heart of this strategy lies a broader vision of migration management that goes beyond temporary fixes. The agreement's emphasis on enhancing border patrol units Deploying advanced tracking technologies and establishing digital registration systems reflects a commitment to creating sustainable solutions. These measures aim to address the root causes of unauthorized migration while improving enforcement mechanisms. By aligning U.S. and Mexican efforts, the agreement fosters greater regional cooperation, ensuring that both countries contribute to the shared goal of border security. However, the agreement also raises important questions about the balance between national security and humanitarian obligations. While the measures address pressing security concerns, they also have significant implications for migrants and asylum seekers. The establishment of refugee screening centers seeks to provide a humane framework for processing legitimate asylum claims, ensuring that vulnerable individuals receive proper care and legal representation. Yet the increased enforcement efforts and containment strategies may create additional challenges for migrants, particularly those fleeing violence or economic instability. Striking a balance between enforcement and compassion remains a critical issue, as the agreement's implementation will undoubtedly impact the lives of countless individuals. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this landmark agreement and its implications for U.S.-Mexico relations and international migration policy. Do you think economic leverage is an effective tool for addressing complex cross-border challenges, or does it raise more questions about balancing security and humanitarian obligations? Share your opinions in the comments below. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of global issues. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.